At the time, there were many stories that you were going to take over the country. Were they true?
One day, I was in my office at 4 o'clock when I had a direct telephone line with Mrs. Gandhi. She was in Parliament House. She rang up and said, "Sam, are you very busy?" And I said, "Prime Minister, the Army Chief's always busy, but never too busy to see his Prime Minister." And she said, "Can you come over?" And I said, "I'm having my tea, Prime Minister." She said, "Oh, I'll give you tea." And I said, "I get good tea here. You give muck." She said, "I'll give you good tea, you greedy chap." So I got her in the car and I went there and she was there, the kidney-shaped table. She was sitting down there. And I, in my breezy way, walked up and she was an actress. She was sitting down like this. And I said, "Hello, Prime Minister. You seem worried." When she looked at me, I said, "I have problems." So I said, "Oh, cry on my shoulder. What are your problems?" And she looked me straight in the eye and said, "You are my problem." And I said, "Now, what have I done? Have I made a speech or done something stupid?" I said, "Now what have I done? Everybody says you're going to take over from me." Now that shook me for about 3 seconds. I walked across. She has a long nose. I have a much longer one. I put my nose next to her. I said, "What do you think?" And she said, "You can't." And I said, "No, you think I'm so incompetent?" "I didn't mean that, Sam. You wouldn't." And I said, "Much better, Prime Minister, much better. I'm going to tell you a little jingle, which my daughter, when she comes back from the convent, recites to me. You mind your own business, I'll mind mine. You kiss your own sweetheart, I'll kiss mine. I don't interfere politically as long as nobody interferes with me in the army."
10 मार्च 2024 पीएम नरेंद्र मोदी ने बुंदेलखंड के पहले एयरपोर्ट का चित्रकूट में वर्चुअली उद्घाटन किया। 4 महीने तक यहां से फ्लाइट्स ने उड़ानें भी भरी और फिर सब बंद। करीब 1 साल से कोई भी यात्री विमान यहां से उड़ान नहीं भर सका। 2022 के यूपी विधानसभा चुनाव से पहले 20 अक्टूबर 2021 को कुशीनगर इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट का उद्घाटन हुआ, जहां से आज तक कोई भी विमान विदेश के लिए रवाना नहीं हुआ। ठीक ऐसे ही यूपी के 6 घरेलू एयरपोर्ट और एक इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट से उड़ानें बंद हो चुकी हैं। आज संडे बिग स्टोरी में जानेंगे कि आखिर इसकी वजह क्या है और क्यों यूपी में एक के बाद एक एयरपोर्ट बनाए जा रहे हैं और बंद हो रहे हैं। चित्रकूट के देवांगना टेबल टॉप हवाई अड्डे को 146 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से तैयार किया गया था। 12 मार्च को पहली बार यहां से 19 सीटर एयरक्राफ्ट ने लखनऊ के लिए उड़ान भरी और 25 दिसंबर 2024 से उड़ानें पूरी तरह बंद हो गयी। यहाँ करीब 70 कर्मचारी काम कर रहे हैं। हालांकि 26 अक्टूबर 2025 से उड़ानें दोबारा शुरू होनी थी, लेकिन एयरपोर्ट के डायरेक्टर आलोक सिंह ने बताया कि किसी ऑपरेशनल इशू की वजह से इसे रोक दिया गया है। यूपी में सिर्फ 2 इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट लखनऊ और वाराणसी थे। फिर 20 अक्टूबर 2021 को 260 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से कुशीनगर इंटरनेशनल।
पूरा वीडियो देखने के लिए डाउनलोड करें दैनिक भास्कर ऐप।
The entire country is being sold to these corporates. You name it and it is being sold. You name it. And today, what is the result? You must have seen that railway accident in Odisha. More than 300 innocent people died because the Modi government is starving the railway industry because it's a public sector, privatizing it, etc. He is starting Vande Bharat trains every day on those same hazardous tracks on which railway accidents are happening day after day.
So, good day, chaps and all good friends. It's a Saturday. Yesterday on the conversation chat of our school tribe, I got some extremely good topics for discussion. And, let's start with this whole process of, people who go, NRIs who go overseas and settle down. And, first, right off the top, settle down, and especially if they get their passport. If they've got their passport, it means that they've sworn an allegiance to the flag, right? And if you've sworn an allegiance to the flag, no matter which country you come from, right? You may have deep ties, your parents may still be in India, your kids will still be called up to serve in the British Army or the Canadian Army or the US Army, right? Your allegiance is to that country. And that's the Tebet test. I remember it was based on cricket many years ago, and there was this, I think, House of Commons, Representative House of Commons, Mr. Tebet who basically, every time India went to England or Pakistan went to England to play, all of the crowd was either Pakistani or Indian, and they were cheering for Pakistani or India, being citizens, and he called it the Tebet test and irritated them. So now what's happening is with Indians all over the place, and H1s or B1s or frauds or fakes, or if they're citizens, they owe it to the United States to stick up for the United States, good or bad or ugly. And then I want to say, right, when you're criticizing the US, you're criticizing Trump, and you're criticizing all the prime ministers or whatever of the UK or Canada, problem is अपने ग्रेवान में तो झांक के देखो भाई साहब, अपने internally तो देखो. There was no talk about the problems with our institutions, whether it's the media that's sold out, whether the armed forces that are being communalized, whether our Supreme Court is and our justice system is compromised. No talk about that. That's a plain wash. And what about this? What is it? You see Delhi at this point in time, it's like a gas chamber. Everybody's passing the buck. It's gotten worse after Aam Aadmi Party, because by now the Aam Aadmi Party would have pulled in all kinds of gap and shut down construction. But then this is a Baniya party. They can't do that, right? They can't do that, and they won't do that at the cost of your and my life, right? And then there's this whole conversation about the Vedic period. This is what I find utter nonsense. We can never go back to the Vedic period. I'll tell you why. Vedic period had no religion. Vedic period, you pray to the environment. Just look at the Chhat Puja, which is older than your Deepavali Puja. It prays to what? It prays to the sun and water. It's another matter that our DNA has trashed this damn thing, and our waters have gotten polluted by people throwing in garbage and throwing in paper, right? So much so, look at this. Look at the ridicule of this whole thing, right? Yamuna is as filthy as hell. It's not cleaned up. Instead of focus on cleaning, Rekha Gupta, so-called chief minister, has created a little pond or a little swimming pool or whatever of clean water from Sarita Vihar for the PM to perform his photo op, right? Cameras are from places that shows that it's part of the Yamuna, right? Luckily, this Aam Aadmi Party caught that shit, just like he did catch those bunch of trucks going around and around to bring the AQI down, because right there, right, the actual AQI, I mean, you and me are suffering, right? Very challenging, folks, very challenging. So Vedic period went out of the window as soon as the caste system came in, right? But there is no Vedic period anymore. So we just can't keep going to say the Vedic period was a great period, the Vedic period was a great period. Just remember that, and Akhand Bharat is the biggest BS you'll ever hear. And as is this Aryan crap that comes that we are all in the North India. We are not. Our DNA has been tested, and the closest it comes to is the steppes of Central Asia. We're part of the Mongol tribe, right? I mean, what's it? Why do we want to be Aryans and white? I don't understand. The RSS just goes on and on about being Aryans and white. This is a color-conscious bullshit, right? Absolute bizarre bullshit, right? And the other is, this other fellow sent me this lovely video on the guy telling us how Bhisham Pitama and we are back to the Mahabharata, and this whole foreign policy has been conducted along those lines. You think China, it just got up to learn how to suck eggs, my friend Mr. S? Do you think so? They already know what you're up to, and they're letting you do it, right? But as they say, the cat comes out of the bag faster than you can. These Sanatan Dharmis keep coming out of the woodwork. And what is Sanatan Dharma? We don't believe in Sanatan Dharma, guys. None of you, not Modi, not Shah, not anybody. Why? Because just remember, the Pran Pratishtha of the Ram temple, Sri Ram temple, should have been done by if the person is married. If the wife had to be there. Wow, our guy's wife was just not there. Right? And what about the four Shankracharyas? Critical for the Sanatan Dharma. All of them didn't show up. They were not called, because if they'd been called, they had to be up front and center. You just picked up a priest. You're actually out there trying to create a religion which is nothing on Sanatan Dharma. And Bhisham Pitama giving that advice, lying on a bed of arrows, get up, mister. That guy, he's doing it in so much pain. You think Jai Shankar, Modi, Shah, Rajnath are making all these decisions based on Mahabharata? Grow up, man. Just grow up. And then we have this lovely. Oh, yesterday I had a real cool conversation with this guy about awareness. And this guy just came up and told me, in Jalandhar, my cousin, that this guy, his friend's kids, 2 and 3 years old, wanted to go on the one day, so he booked a ticket to Ludhiana and back, and wondering, so much awareness. Guys, they are being brainwashed. because Vande is the only creation we have. Our tracks are still as bad as they are, and eventually a Vande is going to get us into trouble, right? And the other fellow is this: Modi honors Patel's legacy, attacks Nehru. But then other everybody's pet peeve of my age was Nehru was really bad. Why was Nehru bad? Just because he got socialism? Just remember 47, it was just an experiment. We are for only democracy with such a low per capita income. It's not a given. India as a shape is not a given. It came into being only because of the British cartography, right? It didn't exist. If anybody see the map of India's history, it has never existed in this totality ever before the British. The Khand Bharat, the Mughals had it. Mughals also, all of the northeast, all of the south was not part of the Mughal map, right? I don't understand this, right? Nehru's gift to this country, if there's anything, is the Constitution. Without that, we'd be dead and gone. We probably would not have survived as a country because of the divide in terms of cultural differences, language differences, and whatever else, the caste differences. And then he gave us institutions, the IITs, the IIMs, the AIM. The IIT is very critical because all you guys who get to go all over the seas and are jumping up and down, are famous Indians all over the sea. Do you think they've studied in the RSS shakas, guys? Any of you think that? It's just bizarre, right? PM tears into Congress for spineless stance against terror illegal. No, he's been in power for 11 years. He's the only person I know who keeps crying about 20 years ago. And let me tell you about terror. The maximum terror, massive major terror attacks have either happened during his time or during Vajpayee's time. The Congress had its goat when the Bombay happened, but Bombay was not the be all and end all of a terror attack, by the way, right? What about Pahalgam? Happened during this guy's time. And then institutions like the army, you saw Sam Manekshaw. That was how you gave independence to the armed forces. Not this. Murmuru and what's his name? Modi and these flying suits, flying these Rafias made in France. Made in France, right? Rafias made in France. As if they're going down to shoot those J-10s which the Pakistanis are flying. Oh man. And here's Air India CEO calls crash tragic, awaits final probe report. We'll never get it, right? And then here, drop Burma Chalani. You know, that's what the guy, this Bhisham Pitama and this Mahabharat crap that I'm being thrown at. Look at what Burma Chalani said, and this is what I believe, right? India is moving to normalize ties with Beijing largely on China's terms, effectively dropping its demand for a return to the pre-2020 territorial status quo in eastern Ladakh. With its heavy militarization of the Himalayan frontier, China is imposing a symmetrical cost on India, and that's a way. On all our fours, we are in front of Xi. No matter whether you like it or not, that's the reality, folks. That's the reality. 3 years.
गाजा ट्रूस के ऊपर जो समिट हुई थी उसमें भी मोदी जी नहीं गए थे, जबकि बढ़ के कई लीडर वहां पहुंचे थे. मोदी जी को इनविटेशन भी था, मोदी जी नहीं गए. और इसके बाद अभी वो मलेशिया में एशियन समिट में फिर मोदी जी ने जाने से मना कर दिया है. क्या ऐसा हो गया जहां डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का वो सामना करने से घबरा रहे हैं? एक तो मैं समझ सकता हूं मोदी जी की पढ़ाई लिखाई उतनी मजबूत नहीं है, तो अंग्रेजी उनको समझ में नहीं आती होगी डोनाल्ड ट्रंप की. दूसरा बात, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप और मोदी जी के बारे में एक दशकों में आपको बता देता हूं, बहुत चौंकाने वाली बात, क्योंकि ये इस बात को मैं बहुत ही रिसर्च करने के बाद बता रहा हूं कि मोदी जी व्यक्तिगत जीवन में बहुत डरपोक किस्म के व्यक्ति रहे हैं. एक किस्सा मैंने आपको सुनाया भी था, जब मुख्यमंत्री थे तो एक टायर हाईवे पे फटने के कारण उनको बम ब्लास्ट की आवाज लगा था, तो ये अपना सीएम आवास छोड़ करके भाग गए थे पुलिस की प्रोटेक्शन लेकर के. दूसरी बात है, मुरली मनोहर जोशी जी से मैंने पूछा और शंकर सिंह बघेली जी से पूछा, बहुत सारे आरएसएस के बड़े जो सीनियर प्रचारक थे उनसे भी पूछा था. तो हमारे जोशी जी वगैरह इन लोगों ने बताया था कि जब वाजपेयी जी इनको किसी मतलब इनकी पॉलिसी के लिए, राज्य की पॉलिसी के लिए जब क्वेश्चनिंग करने के लिए बुलाते थे तो ये डर के मारे आते नहीं थे. फिर ये अरुण जेटली को ढूंढते थे और उसके जरिए अडवाणी तक पहुंचने का प्रयास करते थे. मतलब ये सामना नहीं कर पाते. तो लगभग वही स्थिति आज हम मोदी जी की देख रहे हैं कि आजाद भारत के सबसे कमजोर और करेजलेस प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में वो साबित हो रहे हैं. तो ट्रंप का इतना खौफ समा गया कि वो इजिप्ट में लास्ट वर्ल्ड लीडर्स की मीटिंग के बाद सेकंड इवेंट मलेशिया एशियन समिट में जिसमें डोनाल्ड ट्रंप आ रहे हैं, उनका फेस टू फेस सामना करने का साहस नहीं जुटा पा रहे हैं. ट्रंप ने जब हमारे बच्चों को हथकड़ी और बेड़ियों में बांधकर भारत भेजा, मोदी जी तब चुप रहे. ट्रंप हैज क्लेम्ड 53 टाइम्स एट डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड प्लेटफॉर्म्स दैट ही स्टॉप्ड ऑपरेशन सिंदूर. मोदी जी बोलने का साहस नहीं जुटा पा रहे हैं. Trump claimed that about 7 fighter planes were downed in India-Pak military conflict. मोदी जी ने अभी तक उसके ऊपर भी खामोश हैं. ट्रंप है।
ट्रंप अलग अलग देशों में जाकर मोदी की बेइज्जती कर रहे हैं। आज ट्रंप ने साउथ कोरिया में कहा कि उन्होंने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर रोकने के लिए मोदी को ट्रेड डील ना करने की धमकी दी थी।
And I called Prime Minister Modi. I said, we can't make a trade deal with you. No, we must make a trade deal. I said, no, we can't. You're starting a war with Pakistan. We're not going to do it.
इसके अलावा ट्रंप ने पहलगाम हमले के साजिशकर्ता असीम मुनिर को भी ग्रेट फाइटर बताते हुए ये भी कहा कि 7 प्लेन शॉट डाउन हुए थे।
So you know why he's a filmer? He's a great fighter. And I'm reading that 7 planes were shot down.
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी डरिए मत, ट्रंप बार बार आपकी बेइज्जती कर रहा है, उसे जवाब दीजिए, क्योंकि ट्रंप से आपकी दोस्ती देश के ऊपर नहीं है।
So folks, let's start with this lovely news. Operation Sindoor has filled every Indian with pride, says PM. He's selling this gloop-de-gook to everybody. But Sindoor opened up a Pandora's box on India. This four-star compromise our chiefs to lie. BrahMos did well, but BrahMos is only a missile. It's not really going to get you any victory against Pakistan. The real battle has to be in the air. Nobody's coming up to tell us how many aircraft we actually lost. And Trump came out again and he stopped the war, and that we have lost 7 aircraft, as you heard on top. Right? Well, here's the thing. We are not telling, the point is we are not being able to rebut that we lost. We are only saying we did damage. Fine, you did damage. But at the end, look at, he comes out and tells you things that you don't want to tell. Your guys are saying, oh, we will monitor, we will manage, it is our interest. But everybody knows that your oil from that thing has stopped from Russia. But here's the thing. This is the ex-ambassador to the other thing. Don't take the word of ex-ambassadors from any country as the be-all and end-all of everything. It's not necessarily they know anything. Right? Especially the ones who went to China. Now I'm believing the last guy who went to the United States also is up in the air. The reason I say this is the reason why everybody thinks, I mean, the normal thing that come out of, if we had invested that money, if Ambani had offered it, Adani had offered, well, you got it all wrong. Adani, they want Adani in jail for what he's done because he's got summons against him. Does anybody know? I mean, there's an indictment against him. You know, there's summons against Doval and summons against probably, I think, Amit Shah. Does anybody know that? Nobody actually knows what is happening. And Ambani, he had to shut down oil purchase from Russia, but he didn't do that. That is really what it was all about. Not about I'm going to invest money in and give to what Pakistan. Pakistan's taken the game away by not investing money. Pakistan's taken away the game away by offering Balochistan to Trump. What can we do equivalent to that? Absolutely nothing. Why is US is doing a trade deal with India, says Trump, okay. Then MAGA diehard dump on Trump acolyte Harmeet Dhillon amid fury over truckers. And this is what I'm saying. MAGA is about make America white again. It's not about the Gujarati bhais there. It's not about our techies there. It's about the make America white again. US names India, China among major drug producing nations. Now this is a very important part that you guys should know. And hear this. US targets Indian executives over fentanyl smuggling links. Tensions have risen between Washington and Delhi as US targets Indian executives accused of smuggling chemicals used in fentanyl production. The US Embassy in India confirmed that visas for multiple Indian business leaders and corporate executives have been revoked. So folks, all of you who think otherwise, there are many layers to what is happening, and apparently this intermediary drug is being supplied to the cartels that are damaging the United States, right? Trump says India fully ending Russian oil purchase, China very substantially. India can provide global stability amid churn, says the PM. The poorest country in the world, which can't provide stability within the country, is going to provide stability in the world. You know, sometimes I wonder. This is the century of India and ASEAN, Modi tells bloc. ASEAN cornerstone of India's Act East policy, says Modi. Great people, Trump praises Munir and Sharif. Now what I'm saying is, if ASEAN is so important, India-ASEAN ties making steady progress, says PM. India-ASEAN fellow travelers of Global South, PM in virtual talk. Where was Prime Minister Modi? Almost everybody anybody was there. Why? Yesterday I had another guy who squirreled away when he said, wait, Trump must have given you great stuff to talk about. I said, yeah, but Trump also Modi because he's hiding. And suddenly he wasn't there to be found. This is the kind of problem we have with educated people who are scared. The reality is, It's staring you in your face. We are a drop in the index of acceptability globally. Our foreign policy is in deep dive, folks, as is our armed forces. The US hikes Canada tariff by 10% over fraud Reagan and a favorable FTA for giving up Russian oil. Do you think we'll get a favorable FTA? I don't think so. India, EU, near consensus on trade pact. We're always nearing consensus. And the trouble that we're going to have is this. China, US calms down, India sweats. He says, what India must do now is effectively maneuver in the space between cooperation and competition between US and China, strive towards economic self-reliance over the next decade, and fast-track measures to diversify export markets to avoid over-reliance on either the US or China. Well, that's great news. But this guy's wasted 10 years, and he's wasted 10 years by gutting the medium-scale sector and the small-scale sector that could have done exactly this. And he has gutted R&D because all of it has been hogged up in electoral bonds or prime minister's funds or there and so on and so forth. More than G2, it's G-Ping. Xi Jinping, as Indrani Bagchi writes, she may well have won this round, which means New Delhi has its work cut out. India has an opportunity to put its scientific skills to use along with making deals with other countries. Scientific skills? What scientific skills is Indrani talking about? It needs to invest in new technologies that can change the game on the overwhelming dependence on China. The current Delhi-DC crisis may not have been of India's making, but it has exposed some of India's key vulnerabilities: steep climb in domestic reforms, dependence on China for critical components, slow march on innovation, and regulatory cirrhosis that feels like Delhi air. Many in India believe we have heaps of time. We probably don't. We are out of time, man. Our institutions are gutted. And people think that, all these guys think that our corporates are this so powerful they can take on the world. They can't. They don't do shitload any R&D. As long as their balance sheets were thriving and everybody believed in their stock valuation, they could go around the world taken over. Now, everybody believes that our stock market is not reality, it is manipulated. But at the end, India, US signed 10-year pact to deepen bilateral defense. There goes Mr. S, your Bhisham Pitama crap about trying to get friendly to China. It all eventually ends up, like it or not, with glory days, stripes and stars and stripes, folks. 3 cheers. See what's coming up next.
और जैसे अभी दिवाली गई, अब दिवाली में ध्रुव राठी ने एक वीडियो बना दिया कि दिवाली में आप पटाखे मत फोड़िए, उससे आपकी सेहत पे खराब असर पड़ता है। यहाँ पे लग गए लोग कि नहीं, अब प्रदूषण तो करके रहेंगे। ये एक समस्या जो हमारे देश की है कि प्रदूषण कुछ भी हो जाए, मैं धार्मिक हमारी एक रिक्वायरमेंट, हम पटाखे फोड़ेंगे, हम पानी गंदा करेंगे, हम ढोलनी में पानी ज्यादा खर्च करके दिखाएंगे आपको। इसका सर क्या इलाज है? क्योंकि शायद इसी का लाभ जो है वो नरेंद्र मोदी जैसे लोग उठाते हैं कि अगर फोटो खिंचाने से ही लोग खुश हो रहे हैं तो फोटो खिंचाओ। साफ हवा, साफ पानी किसको चाहिए दिल्ली में?
अभी और सुनिए अमित शाह क्या बोल रहे हैं।
नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार है, चीन अपनी 1 इंच भूमि पर भी कब्जा नहीं कर सकता। इस प्रकार का शासन नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने दिया है।
और इसमें ये कहते हैं कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में चाइना 1 भी इंच नहीं ले सकता है। तभी इन्होंने लद्दाख के अंदर आर्टिकल 144 लगा दिया, जब से सोनम वांगचुक ने कहा कि हम देश के लोगों को सच्चाई बताएंगे कि चाइना ने हमारी कितनी जमीन ले ली है। इन्होंने 144 लगा दिया जिससे कि वहां पर कोई आगे चाइना की तरफ ना बढ़ सके। और अमित शाह ये नहीं बताएंगे कि अरुणाचल प्रदेश में 30 जगहों का नाम बदल दिया गया है और 4.5 किलोमीटर अंदर घुस करके चाइना ने गांव बसा लिया है, एनडीटीवी की रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से। और ये बताते हैं कि भारत का 1 भी इंच चाइना ने नहीं लिया है।
So you saw some tapes about, we are totally overawed by Xi Jinping and the relationship, the catch he has on our corporates, especially the ones from Gujarat. And then you have these inane statements: India, China agree to maintain LAC stability, and like Brahma Chalani said, no status quo ante. With whatever land they've taken. But do remember this: developing nations will need at least 310 billion a year by year 2030. So forget China, we without the West are toast. Because you look at this, everybody talks about BRICS and BRICS and BRICS and BRICS. See this: G7 versus BRICS GDP. G7 total GDP. is 51.45 trillion. BRICS, total GDP, 31.72 trillion. But the shame of that is that almost 19.53 trillion is China, and you ain't getting any help from that. World plugs into India electronics now number 3 export category. FPI optimism at over 3-month high. That makes news. And guess what we are looking at, man, guys? Ooh-ha! We are looking May, June, July, August, September, October. We are looking at a measly 1,880 crores. That's a measly amount, right? Over 600 MOUs worth 12 lakh crore signed in the maritime week, says Modi. And we're just brilliant. MOU signed, MOU. You know, the strike rate of our MOUs under Modi is almost like 1 in 100. Nothing strikes, folks. The reality is we need 310 billion out of that. Almost half of it is probably for us. Are we going to get it in this current structure? My call, absolutely not. Watch what Pakistan's up to.
Changing. There's a fire of a new day coming round. It's a feeling like a cool rain coming down. It's a rhythm of a new song singing. It's a rhythm of a new song singing. Oh my, times are changing. Oh my, times are changing. Oh my, I've been waiting.
चेहरे बदलते गए और कुछ नहीं बदला।